Okay. Hello, 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 hello. I'm late. Okay. Let me see if I went live. Also, hello, I'm I went live, and on the YouTube side, I realized I made it private. Oh, so let me make sure that it is not private anymore. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like it is. Yeah, public. Good, 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 good. Okay. Open this. Is it working? Okay, it's working. So I love YouTube, but and I say trying to navigate through some of their menus is the biggest pain in the tush. But man, I do love YouTube. Close these. I will always argue that YouTube is the superior platform. Why are you over here? You should be over here. I was really quickly making dinner before we went live. Okay. Okay, so I think I have cleaned up how my my setup is for looking at stuff on the web browser. I moved over to Firefox for that, and then strictly sticking to Chrome for like my stuff. Chrome just knows too much. And like my biggest like concern was I'm over here gonna like dox my face. Or my address. So with Firefox that should not be an issue, I don't think. Better not. We have these categories correct. Settings. Channels, permission. Channel. Nani? So, you know, as I was going live, Matara went live, so I kind of got a little distracted watching Matara talk about the situation. which hurts my little fangirl heart. As both a Matara Kan and a VShojo fangirl. Why can't I customize the stream? Many. Oh, there we go. There we go. I couldn't find where I was going. Okay, sorry. This might possibly be the last evening stream that we end up doing. I wanted to go live earlier, but not evening, like week evening stream. I wanted to go live earlier, but I had a tummy ache. But I'm thinking of moving streams to the morning, back to morning time where we used to be. I think that just kind of allowed for less rushing when we're trying to game or stuff, because I don't have to very quickly get ready for work and run out of the door. So if I sacrifice a little bit of sleep, I think that's a little better than having to rush out for work. That's where I'm at. Again, sorry for the rough start. Welcome in. Today we are going back. I wanted to finish up the Cinder situation. There's the whole issue. One sucky thing about when like chaos happens in the VTubing sphere, I don't even want to call it the VTubing community because I don't really consider it like a community anymore, because VTubing is just a medium of which you create content with, correct? But when something happens in VTubing, it blows up to the point where it reaches normie audiences. There's like a lot of like normie commentary creators that I enjoy, so when I see it like pop up in their feed or they comment on it, I'm like, oh no, you don't belong here, friend. It sucked a lot with Nuxtaku. I was having a lot of issues with the Shad Man situation. And I'm like, he doesn't represent us. No VTuber represents us. I mean, I guess like VTubers, like I could say like Gura can represent the VTubing community, right? That's safe to say. I say as she's about to graduate. Iron Mouse will represent the VTubing community sphere. Hello? Where's my thing? This one. Okay. Cause like, where is it? This is actually really cute. YouTube, don't yell at me. They had, where is it? Bao had come up on Yeet. Welcome in. Bao had come up on Yeet when she was going over the situation. And I'm like, you don't belong on this page. But yes, first. Welcome in. Because I don't know how annoying that my water bottle sounds. It's just nice to have something to play with. Okay. We got 2 waters here. I was watching Bao's live stream regarding the whole situation, and it was a rough watch, man. Rough watch. ASMR. I'm an ASMR artist. I don't know how people can do ASMR without just going into giggle fits. I don't know how, honestly, people listen to ASMR. Mouth sounds just kind of mess me up. So I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Cancel. Search. Is it weird that I don't answer phone calls? I try to Google who's calling me. Spam callers have just made having a phone an awful experience. Nevertheless, let's go back to it. What we were talking. I was talking about. I say reading Google Docs for 4 hours on Saturday night. Maybe because we went live so late, but it was my throat was freaking raw afterwards. That was rough. There's another live streamer, a YouTuber, who did a subathon kind of thing, reading over a 700-page Google Doc. But every time he got gifted a channel membership, he had to go back. And I think the stream lasted for like 26 hours. Like, if my little 4-hour readathon was rough, I don't know. Maybe I just need to talk more, do some vocal training, right? But, alright, so where are we at? So on Saturday, we did, this is fucked up. You asshole. We read through 4 Google Docs regarding the situation, all the call-outs on the live streamer Cinder. Which was a rough situation. Hello, welcome in. And Cinder hadn't posted her quote-unquote apology yet, and I gave it a quick read. It's not a good it's not a good apology. Thank you for the biddy. You just reminded me, I don't have tits on. So we can look at that. Twitch integrated throwing. This is gonna pop up. Let me fix that real fast. Hello, hello, welcome in. I don't know if this is gonna hide the screen. Is it? Okay, there we go. F10. Perfect. Right. Okay, yeah, it's working. I'm only here for the politics. I don't do politics. There was a new Shoe on Head video that I was thinking about watching on stream. And but it is, I think it's too political for me. I need to be more informed on that whole situation before I can have anything constructive to say. But so Cinder did finally post her apology. At the time, the most liked comment was from Buff Pup. Her response, fuck off. So that kind of tells you what we're in for. I feel like it's a little bit of karma what's going on with Matara Kan, because I wouldn't say I didn't take gleeful delight in the drama, but I like the chisme. I'm entertained, you know. But then Matara Kan is being removed from VShojo, and that hurt my heart. Aggressively hurt my heart. So I don't know if this cosmic justice, cosmic karma for me. But Matara Kan did go live, so I think we can look at a little bit of her stream where she discussed her leaving VShojo. I am a VShojo fangirl. I applied for VShojo. I auditioned for VShojo. They are my dream company. And I am very open about that, how much I love them. I think we can pivot to that later after Cinder. So Cinder's apology. Let's get started. There's nothing I can say to make this better, but I will try my best to properly convey my feelings, frustrations, and mistakes. I'd like to explain my point of view and apologize to each party affected. Redacted has been my co-content creator since I began making content, managing all aspects of what I do and being a major part of why I'm here. We have also been in a relationship since the start of my endeavors. It's no secret that many VTubers choose to keep their public and personal lives separate, and I'm no different. As of yesterday, he is no longer working with me, and I have not exclusively discussed any of this with him. That's not true. Where our personal situation goes from here will be figured out between us privately. I never intended to mention us publicly, but given the claims are out there, I want everyone to know I'm taking this seriously. After years of working on everything together, his hyper-business-oriented outlook warped my view of what it is I should be doing and what should be important to me as I navigate this career path. I have a terrible work-life balance as it is, and being around projects and streams all day, every day, made me lose sight of the point. It took all of this happening for me to realize this behavior isn't normal or healthy, and it's not an outlook I want to have. This doesn't absolve me of the things I've willingly done wrong and went along with, or the way I've treated people who were fully undeserving. Does this imply that she felt like some people were deserving of her actions? But when we went live on Saturday talking about this, went what's the predictions? What's she gonna do? And I think the consensus was that the worst thing that she can do was to throw her boyfriend under the bus. Like, if that's the route she's gonna go, it's gonna be rough for her. And unfortunately, that's the one she went with. She literally used "I was a good friend" by giving them merch. I am... I give you things. I'm a good friend. Let's see. It's a love language for sure, but it doesn't absolve you of anything shitty you do, alright? In regards to Nonolith, for the majority of the time working with her, Red was the one almost solely doing the communication about new plans and negotiations through his private DMs. Nano had a project server we were all a part of where the actual art and models were worked on, but the conversations were focused around the work itself. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation over Nano's commission decisions, and I should have been more diligent in my oversight. Every time I had been told that Nano had agreed to work on a new commission with me and had been willingly and with excitement. From my point of view, it was that she genuinely wanted to be working on these things. I wanted to work with Nano as much as I possibly could, making her art the face of my brand. Then you should have paid her the exclusivity deal instead of backing out on it. I hate that they wanted her to basically lie and say, no, I can't do a project for you, and then turn around and go to Cinder to make art for them. Like, in the long run, say Cinder ends up, like, getting banned, so she's, like, gone. If she spent years dodging potential clients, it makes her an unreliable artist and would hurt her work in the future. Instead of just going like, here's a monthly income to be my exclusivity artist. Because there's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing that she could have done, had you been willing to pay the money. We had come to the conclusion that it'd be in my best interest to talk with Nano about making more time for my projects by negotiating with her to cut out other work. This was wrong for us to push onto her, and it was wrong to the other creators who wanted the chance of working with her. There was only one specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano into reconsidering projects with, not an entire list. Of her own volition, Nano canceled a large portion of her model commissions last September. However, the claim that I was just using her is wrong. I've always treated Nano with respect and as my friend. I did give her a lot of work, and we did everything we could to accommodate her schedule if she needed more time or a break, and even helped her with her own project payments multiple times. I've invited her on my stream, I've sent her my merch, and things she's made for me. Wow. And I was always open to talking to her about things outside of her projects, and the instances we would message each other. Regarding the exclusivity deal made between them, I had no part in the direct negotiations of their eventual agreement, and I had no knowledge of Bao and Cotton being included in the list. If I had known my friends were included, I would have said something to put a stop to it. I was only aware of it being about one person who I was unfairly pursuing. When Nano had messaged me about this agreement almost a month later, I was under the assumption it was only about Silvervale. Yeah, she threw Red all the way into the bus and then ran him over. She said that we didn't talk about it. I highly doubt that. I'm sure that they agreed together that, hey, you're gonna take the fall for this because I'm the public face. You're not. Is it true VTubers get paid $30K a month if you have 40,000 live viewers? Demi said that. There's a possibility of that. There's a high possibility of that. Because it goes based off of one, you get who streamers who get like viewer, they get paid subscriptions, bits, channel, what is it? Super chats on YouTube, and then you get ad revenue. Larger streamers, they can kind of get away with running more ads because they have one, more people in their chat who are subscribed to them, and two, their engagement, like their like one-on-one conversation with the chat is less because they have such an active chat, so they can kind of get away with running more advertisements, and you kind of get paid per thousand streamers, per thousand viewers. So if you're streaming like a full-time job, you can make a pretty money. Turn off my fan. What is it? Stream Social Blade is like estimating like my channel currently can probably make, like with the few views that I get, like I can probably make like $30 a month. If I was monetized. I'm not monetized. I'm seeing all this and it's getting worse. You know, I saw somebody say that there's like 13 documents now, and I'm like, hold up. But also, welcome. Yeah, I read it yesterday. I didn't read too closely into it because I knew we'd be going live again today. I just know it was once up here when she threw Redacted under the bus, I knew it was gonna be all downhill from there. $30 a month, anything helps in this economy. That's some change, you know. Again, that's something that it's hard to estimate that because it depends on your, I forget what it's called. It's what niche you're kind of thrown into with advertisers. Like different YouTube niches like earn more sometimes. It's very interesting. Like I really like the back end stuff of like content creation. Okay. I was upset and my initial messages to her were very guilt trippy, but I wasn't going to force Nana to do anything she wasn't okay with and tried reassuring her that I was okay with her decision. Nana had also never come to me as seriously and professionally as her document was looking to address the issues she had with either of us, or to terminate our partnership. I had no idea there was even a conversation about Shylily recently between Red and Nano until reading her document. It's true, I confided in Red that lately I hadn't been hearing from Lily, like I had in the past, and was worried something was wrong. But that's as far as it went. And he took it upon himself to try digging for more info, and I was never even aware Nano was ever planning to work on a model for another of my friends, Giri. I do not condone anything about what Red said about Bao in these DMs either, and him using we and our in this context is abhorrently incorrect, and I believe is done to gain greater credibility behind what he's saying. Yes, Red and I were initially upset when Bao hired my editor, and I took it personally when I shouldn't have. I felt as if maybe my content wasn't good enough or like I wasn't paying enough for his work. But I accepted it and was happy for him for getting that bag and supporting one of my friends at the same time. And yes, I was also upset when Zach, the Boss Rush MV editor, had told us that he won't be working on any future projects with us and would instead be working exclusively for Bao. But Red got in his head that it was Bao's fault that it happened, and seemingly held a grudge against her for it. He was very passionate about Boss Rush and the potential future projects around it, but he told me without an MV editor as talented as Zach, the future projects wouldn't reach the same heights. So he created this headcanon that's laid out in the DMs. I wasn't convinced that this was the case, But it's my fault for never speaking with Bao about these things directly to clear things up, and letting it spiral to the point it got to. Every comment here about her own music, guilt tripping, and claims about our shared feelings towards her are disgusting, and I honestly don't know why he thought this way about my close friends beyond the resentment over those two things, or why it was worth sabotaging her over. I watched a lot of these over the last 3 days, and it just keeps getting worse and worse every day. I agree. I really just don't understand, like, why you would feel, not conflicted, why you feel threatened from somebody, using the same editor. There's a lot of editors. There's a lot of talented editors that they could have gone with. And thank you for the follows. And I think it's a lot of, like, when people they're like really aggressive with, like, Hololive members leaving the company. And they're like, oh, it has to be because of the company. And it's like, well, you should also just kind of respect their wishes. Maybe they just don't want to be in the company. Maybe they want to do stuff on their own. Like, don't attack management. If, like, give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt that it's also their choice. It could be way worse, actually, since the way Bao talked and cried about it, there's a lot not being shown. Wait, I have this clip for Bao. I was watching VTuber things. Her crying hurts.
Okay.
Don't open the browser. Okay. Oh god, that was so loud. Oh, it didn't copy my timestamp. Okay, we'll come back to that. I have to find the timestamp. Seems there's a lot more than just the docs being shown already. That's what it looks like. It looks like there's a lot going on. I mean, but, like, these aren't just, like, coworkers. Like, there's different coworker relationships that, like, kind of suck, whatever. But, like, these are people that hung out together, did concerts together, events together. Like, these are friends. Like, actual friends, you know? So, to have somebody, like, actively attempting to sabotage your livelihood and you thought they were your friend, that cuts deeper than anything. Like, you could just kind of be, like, a shitty friend and be like, oh, I might steal your boyfriend. Like, yeah, that sucks, but I might take food out of your mouth because I might be sabotaging your business. That's a different kind of evil. Let's see. So, my two close friends resent me over saying or why it was worth sabotaging them. Even her Discord mod said, hell no, I'm out. Oh, shit. Wonder if her channel manager will probably drop, too. This is, it's like, a lot of, being able to manage, like, moderators or, any business relations is gonna be really difficult from her from now on. Because it's gonna be hard to trust her. The "it's just business" screenshot of my DMs with Nano's document was from November of 2023, and I'll go into my thought process of everything I said here. What Red was trying to explain to Nano is that if everyone has a model by her, then the innate value of her models overall are diminished by there being an oversaturation of that type of model out there. If everyone in the world had a VTuber model done by her, then the value of having her model wouldn't be the same as if there were only a handful of them, which he viewed as a negative for me. I understand where he was coming from with this, but the VTuber space isn't something we should have pursued. That's a weird line. Like, you shouldn't have been a VTuber? Okay. Nano has an amazing skill where she's able to draw each of her VTuber children uniquely. That's what I said. So it was never upset to see new model siblings. In many cases, I was there cheering for them at their debuts and looking to collab with them as sisters when I could. Me saying it's just business was referring to my acceptance of Nano's business decisions, whether she chose to work with me or not. This was not in reference to anyone's model being cancelled, further explaining to her that it's okay if she chooses not to work with me. I can understand where the next part can sound manipulative, but my intention was to reminisce about the journey we had together up to this point, since at the time I wasn't sure if this is where Nano and I would stop working together as frequently as we had been, and I would have to look for a new model artist. I then encouraged her to work on projects she's excited about, while I talked with Red to find a project that would work with her schedule. So she's doubling down that she believes that more Nano babies intrinsically lessens the value of them, which is not true. It's not like the same like situation of like this week a model or be like, oh, I'm just seeing the same face over my timeline, and it's like, well, yeah, if you don't customize them very nicely, like individually, sure, they're all gonna kind of look the same, but that's kind of on you. Like if your design isn't unique, that's a you problem, not a problem on the artist. So that shouldn't have been laid on artist or her talent diminished that way. Let alone doubling down in your quote-unquote apology letter. I think he did leave today. I know 2 of them did. Shit. Does Cinder even draw? I think she mentioned that she drew fan art. But I've never seen Cinder's actual art. There's a lot of like VTubers who are actually like pretty talented in like a lot of different aspects, a lot of different niches. But they're so wrapped up in like content creation or live streaming, they just kind of don't pursue those talents, which kind of sucks because Iron Mouse is actually pretty good at drawing too. You know, I've been thinking about her parents would feel about this if they knew already, because I love her parents so much and they were cool people. I feel like they have an idea, kind of. Maybe not. Like, maybe, like, she complained to her parents. Like, I would bitch and moan to my mom all the time. And it's like, this is like like even like VTuber stuff, I would tell her about like VTuber drama and stuff. The Doki Bird stuff was going on, because I just like talking about it. Or I'd be like, hey, look, I drew this emote for my friend. I know you have no idea what it's for, but look, I got a commission. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, she spoke with their parents about these things, and they have, like, a little inkling of, like, any kind of resentment that she might feel towards her friends and stuff. Let's see. When talking about Silvervale, I need to start at the beginning. Before I was Cinder, I was a pink cherry blossom girl named Tashi that did ASMR content. When the VTuber boom happened in 2020, I knew I wanted to join in. Me too. Red and I contacted an artist in October, and they were set to start my VTuber design by December. The plan was to take my cherry blossom persona Tashi and make her a pink and white wolf girl VTuber. In November of that same year, Silverveil revealed her Sakura Wolf redesign. I feel like this would be more credible. Like, she didn't provide any screenshots in this document. Like, there are none. Everybody who made their doc provided proof, evidence. Cinder did none. So if you want to like, you know, let us know your mindset here, where's the concept art of the pink wolf girl? I'd like to see this. Grr, nobody can use Fox ears, only me, grr. I know she made all her own cosplay outfits. Oh, really? The Cinder cosplay that she wears at TwitchCon? It's great. Thank you for the follow. Let me refresh here. Let's see. I had heard of Silverveil earlier this year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. We knew we had to pivot before we were stuck with a design that would just be a copy of one of the most popular VTubers at the time. Like I've explained many times on my stream, I knew I wanted to be a wolf girl, so I mixed my love of Okami and metal music into the design and came up with a hellhound. Oh, my name was originally going to be Ember, but Red came up with the name Cinder, which I think is a much better name. And I don't think you should like insinuate that you're copying Silver. Cinder, like mixing sin and like cinders. That's good. It's a good name. Good one. Like it. Since it was a mix of sin and cinder, both hell and fire themed. It was only a coincidence that it ended up being similar to Silver. Cinder does not sound similar to Silverveil. That's a silly argument. I was genuinely interested in pursuing a friendship with her and drew fan art myself of us together. Yeah, say she drew fan art. On the other hand, Red was in my ear the whole time saying how great working together would be, since again, he's been the business-oriented side of my brand. Since I started streaming, I have been ruthlessly compared to Silverveil, being called the discount version of her, and was accused of copying her design, copying her personality, even copying her laugh of all things. And there was a large number of people who were die-hard believers in the fact that I stole all these attributes maliciously for my own gain, citing the art I posted of us together, calling her an inspiration, when in reality, this was referring to the decision to become a hellhound. You know, that's what I probably should have done last night, is try to look up any kind of evidence. Any kind of evidence of anybody comparing the two of them, because I've never heard of that. You can't consider like a pastel goth mommy wolf and a hellhound to be similar. And then even like, so what if people did say that? Then they're a little dumb and you can just ignore them and move on. Not try to sabotage Silverveil. The only time Silverveil was mentioned in the original designing of my character was when we explained why we were pivoting to something else, and there was no references of her character involved. I grew more and more resentful of Silver over time, between the constant belittling of myself, controversy around my first waifu cup, and other incidents, even though she herself never interacted with me directly. And it was also that fact that made me insecure. Like I wanted to know if she believed all these things or not. It really felt as if she didn't like that I even existed in the same space. You never interacted. Well, how do you know she didn't like it? So at the point I was working with Nano consistently, we brought up not making any more models for her. If a VTuber model is how everyone recognizes you, then it'd be harder to compare us directly if we no longer look alike or have that shared similarity. Again, Nano does not suffer from same face syndrome. It was a wrong and selfish decision, but it made me feel better, and that's why it was a constant topic with Nano. Red pushed for this harder than I ever did because he knew how it affected me for years. But no matter what the outcome was, I was going to walk away from working with Nano. I wasn't going to work away from working with Nano. Silver was completely undeserving of this treatment, and it was my own insecurities that led me to making this choice. I became unapologetically evil towards her to no direct action of her own. There's no excuse for any of this. But how can Cinder screenshot showing Red being manipulative, especially when he does the managing? Yes, there were, but it turned out that Cinder was coping spite and not the other way around. Shit. It's a pot kettle. Bro talks like she has inner demons with Silverveil whispering in the background. Like Silverveil's living rent-free in her mind. I don't know if anybody watched the new iDubbbz content cop with iDubbbz doing the Fortnite loser dance. It's just Silverveil having nightmares as... not Silver. Cinder having nightmares as Silverveil's in the background doing Fortnite dances. That one was awful. Also, the apology is very bad too. You are correct. On both fronts. Moving on from Silverveil, let me talk about Spite. Once again, I had no involvement or knowledge of Red bringing up Spite to Nano in 2023. My only personal involvement with excluding someone specific from working with Nano was Silver, because that's the only one that we have evidence of you confirming. That's the only reason why you're taking accountability for that one. My design sheet and outfit were finished and made public at the very start of 2021. The first thing she mentions as a debut teaser in 2022. That was apparently... it's not even true, actually. We have proof that about Bao because Bao posted the proof. So... never mind. Okay. My design sheet and outfit were finished and made public at the very start of 2021. The first thing she mentions as a debut teaser in 2022 that was apparently posted at the same day as her original debut, which I honestly didn't know if at the time this was intentional or not. I don't know when I first discovered Spite, and it could have been after she debuted. When I first debuted, I was very possessive of my design details. I had made it a year and a half since my design sheet was finished and public to having a full VTuber debut as I watched everything grow and change from the sidelines, and I didn't want anyone else to capitalize on my concept before I could. Soon after my original debut, I remember Spite getting an update to her model that made it seem like she more closely resembled me, including the fire added to her model. Without evidence, I saw it and thought she must have copied me. But I never did anything about it, other than voice my frustrations to Red. I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't have ownership over fire as a design detail. I can't understand being like, yes, you must have copied me, when I didn't know about Nina until she graduated, and I was like, my entire design of a wolf mama, or my theming of a VTuber, a fox, Kitsune mama, has been stolen. I haven't pursued it, but it's been stolen by Nina. But that's not really. I was like, oh, dang, I'm not the first one that thought of this idea. And that's just kind of you move on. I'm not the only one. Hey, look, my fellow mama VTuber. That's the healthy way to think of it. Okay. I bet Cinder hated having to dedicate a section to Spite. She's over here shaking her fist in the air, like, Or the meme of the guy who falls off the bike and he's like, ah, thanks, Obama. It's like, ah, thanks, Spite. I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't have ownership over fire as a design detail. The references for the ripped shirt and shorts outfit on my bikini model was given to Nano in June of 2022. But Spite's model came out like 3 months before. Yeah, the... Should we pull it up? Also, Spite is like blowing up now. Let's see. So she's going over this one. Yeah, she's blowing up. So let's see. So this is July when they started working on it, and then September. So yeah, she has the evidence here. July and then September. But when did she debut it? And then this one too is. Boop, 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 boop. April, okay. When did you debut it? My mom and I worked on a comfy. She probably posted the design too, though. Okay. Okay, I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't have ownership over fire as a design detail. The references for the ripped shirt and shorts outfit on my bikini model was given to Nano in June of 2022, with the purpose of having a cover-up outfit that would be safe for Twitch. Damn you, Twitch. Okay. The merch art she's referring to was designed around my concept of my fire changing blue. The fact that the rest of the art was grayscale was the artist's choice since it was going onto a black hoodie. The back of a hoodie, oh my gosh. And I didn't have a say. It's your commission, of course you have a say. At least I didn't counter that being the final decision. There you go, backtracking. There was no intention to deliberately look like Spite with this piece. Unfortunately, both my angel and sleepy outfits being similar outfits Spite has done in the past was just a coincidence. I had always planned one day to make an angel counterpart to my demon outfit if it was being made in 2023, and my original reference sheet laid the groundwork for that idea. I never liked theming anything around my brand in a religious light. You're a hellhound. That's religious. I'm sorry. Your point's null and void. So I choose to make my angel form more Greek Valkyrie. I guess sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry. Buzz, thank you. Got a tickle. So I chose to make my angel form more Greek Valkyrie than biblical. Excuse you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Why is my head pat being delayed? Where's my head pat? Damn you. Oh, my allergies. There it goes. Cinder didn't have any friends left to proofread this, did you? Damn. More Greek Valkyries are religious. It's a form of religion. That is true. Also welcome it. So I don't know why you'd want to make that argument, but if your character is quote unquote an angel or from Greek mythology or a Valkyrie, that's also religious. Just a different kind. For more than biblical, which also gives it a similar look to my demon form. The sleepy outfit demons are also religious, but okay. The sleepy outfit was a last-minute decision to pivot from a fully new 3.0 model because I had the opportunity to work with gamer subs on an AFK flavor. Spite never should have received the hate comments over her outfit, or any comments comparing us or belittling her because of my existence, and I never advocated for anyone to do so, especially given my experience. By the way, I like him. Thank you. I need to have a picture of the design I'm working on for my actual model. This is a very close to, kind of close to what my actual model will be, but it's this is a placeholder. She's missing the Ninetale Ultimate. Okay. Spite also brought up another creator who reached out to her about their experience with me, and I can only assume it's Nyantails. They are an ASMR artist who at one point posted a Hellhound OC for one of their upcoming ASMR videos, and it was undoubtedly created using me as a reference. This was right after my debut, and like I said, I was very protective of my design elements being unique to me, and I overreacted. Shortly after, I apologized, and they agreed to adjust the character design, and I thought the matter was settled. I thought it was settled because I got what I wanted. You know, I didn't look up if Nyantails has a, not Nyanners, has a Twitter. Nyantails. I'm kind of scared to click on your page on live on stream. I'm scared. Okay, it's not too bad. Oh, it's cute. Did she post anything though? E. Very protective of my design. Something tells me she's really sugarcoating. She takes it as a personal threat if you have a similar concept. How dare you be a wolf? Only I'm the alpha. Do you remember when she sent her entire following to attack me because I made an ASMR roleplay with this Hellhound OC and that was copying her? Or how about when she was actively liking tweets calling me names? Of course, we don't remember because she made me delete every tweet. What? Regarding it after it happened, this mean girl behavior is not new. Smaller creators like myself were just intimidated into silence, pretending like it never happened. Cuddles with a lovely hellhound. You're so. Is this what's supposed to look like Cinder? How? Okay. How dare you have flames? Okay, so by saying you're cringe, and Cinder liked it. That shit. When she saw your streams, it's on site. Be careful. I don't have flames. It's okay. Oh, wait. My thumbnail has flames. Ah! Let's see. Did she make a document, though? It's her... My heart goes out to everybody. Okay, I'm going... Okay, she muted the thing. But, yeah, it doesn't look like she didn't post anything else. That's pretty damning. At the very start of my career, I was a girlfriend experience ASMRist. Before I started my channel, I had gotten into listening to roleplay audios myself. I had always been a shut-in throughout high school. Of course you were, you're a VTuber. And college, and I wasn't happy with where my life and relationship were at the time. After uploading my first few audios, my channel started growing fast. This was the first time I was inundated with so many people wanting to know me and talk to me, and I got lost in the excitement of it all, not fully coming to terms with these messages being because of the kind of content I was making. I was immature and inexperienced with how to conduct myself online. I never had many IRL friends and had met Rain doing ASMR. Every VTuber should have fox ears and add flames to control her. Just so it's like, what is it, legally distinct? When you're trying to avoid copyright claims, you have like a legally distinct... It's like, no, I'm not a hellhound. I'm a hell fox. Oh my gosh, I have to sneeze again, but it doesn't want to come. Okay. I met Rain doing ASMR. I don't even feel like she actually had to address the Rain situation. I said, I think cheating's a personal thing. Like, your relationship would fall apart, but I don't think she really had to address Rain with cheating allegations. Cheating is shitty. It's an awful thing, but that's personal. I quickly became comfortable chatting with him about everything, divulging my grievances about my personal life when I shouldn't have. I cheated on my boyfriend with Rain in these conversations, unless she's trying to make herself seem more credible by admitting to shitty behavior. So we believe the rest of this BS. Okay. Anyways. I used Rain for emotional comfort and sexual fantasy while I let my real-life relationships collapse. It was about my dissatisfaction with my personal life and escaping into messages with someone else who I found through content focused around girlfriend and boyfriend RP. It was never about climbing the ladder with Rain, and I find that being his takeaway from why I moved on baffling. By the time I was ready to debut as Cinder, I wanted to leave that in the past. Still to this day, I regret my decisions and have been living with it since, and I was lucky to be able to mend my relationship after this. I think it's just another way to speak to her character. It's personal, but it's also her responsibility to keep it to herself. I think so. I hope she's up to date on her girlfriend experience in ASMR. That's all she has. I don't know. I've said it before. I don't think her career's over from this. I mean, the quote unquote apology is definitely going to make it harder to come back, but I don't feel like this should end her career. Make it harder, definitely, but it shouldn't end it. I think that can be hard for her now when there's so many ASMR channels already, and AI too. I think there's value in like a real person ASMR. Not that I find one. I don't like ASMR. Lastly, I want to address Peaches. This is a very big problem I have, and I'm sure many others in my position do too. Oh, this one's too. At the end of the day, I am one person. I am one person working on multiple projects with multiple companies, talking to dozens of people, and streaming for hours almost every day. I've never had a big social battery, and I get tired very easily when interacting with people. I haven't had much energy at all over the past year, leading to me taking frequent naps. I've rarely been able to keep up with my closest handful of friends on a frequent basis, let alone everyone else. Red has always been a big help keeping up with things, but he doesn't do everything. I'm so sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. I've always cherished your friendship, and I was so incredibly excited to meet you in Paris. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me, and I've never thought to purposely drop you because I could. I'm sorry. I know I've made a lot of people feel forgotten or ignored. It's easy to get caught up in projects or what I'm doing while I have the energy to do it, that people fall by the wayside. I understand the feelings of those who resent me over this, and all I can say is I'm sorry. But, okay, so, like, giving yourself the charitability that, yes, that, like, we get busy, things fall by the wayside, you understand that you're busy, you're a content creator, but you didn't share that same generosity towards Shylily when she's mentioning that, oh, Shylily's been avoiding me, she didn't refer to me by name when I rated her. This, you're contradicting yourself, or you can give yourself charitability that you're busy and your personal relationships sometimes go on hold, but you don't offer that same generosity up here to Shylily. Ugh. Plenty of people are still going to be watching and still supporting her Patreon and stuff, and that's true. I think so. She's already lost 30,000 plus subs, and that's just on her main channel. What sucks too is when you try to look up Cinder, her channel doesn't pop up. You have to keep scrolling. It's just videos about her. Okay. That's always a bad sign when your actual channel is less relevant than the controversy surrounding you. It will die down eventually. I'm saying they will die down. Not like her YouTube views are even in the 200K range. She's no way invincible. I don't know. I think she'll be fine. I don't think she'll do as well. Like, I think it'll be a road coming back. I mean, at Illuminati, her most recent vids was at 50K views, down from 400K. 400K views, Cinder, no way can recover. Yeah, but you have to consider that Cinder is primarily a Twitch streamer, where her YouTube content isn't her main focus. Like, if anything, it's just like extra revenue. Let's see. Social Blade. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. So where is she at? Ba-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Shit. In the last 30 days, last 14 days, she's lost 16,000 on her YouTube channel. On Twitch, though, she's lost 12,000. Shit, she's lost 12,000 followers on Twitch. But she has, how many? 300,000 I mean, as long as she has like her whales that will continue to give subs and give bits, she'll be fine. And it hasn't made like, she's just, it's like if she was like a 50,000 sub YouTuber and that's the only thing she did, she'd be done for it, you know. She'd be over. It was 30,000 all channels. Yeah, all together, like 30,000. But I mean, I could be wrong. We don't know what the future holds. She could just continue to make some really shitty moves like she did with this apology. I will never wish for her downside or any creator's downfall. God, false, you finally posted a video? You're late. Alright. Okay. I don't deserve to be able to contact everyone involved directly to personally apologize, so I'll do it here in the chance they read it. To Nano, I'm so sorry I let things get to this point, or even entertain. You should have just cut out all this fluff and just have your apologies here. Okay. I'm so sorry letting things get to the point or even entertain the thought of you working exclusively with me. That's not the issue, but you did not want to pay her a monthly wage as an exclusivity artist. The way you wanted to go about it would have damaged her brand and her reliability as an artist and made her look snaky to her other babies. That's not fair to you. I wouldn't be here without you, and I wouldn't be here without you, and I wouldn't have been able to do most of what I've already done without you. Again, Cinder is a big enough VTuber where she should know that your model is not the only thing that defines you. Sure, it's the face of your brand, but you can always do a rebrand whenever. If Matara can be a freaking cockroach and still do as well as she is, it is the quality of content you're putting out and the type of personality that you are. Like, a cute model will bring people in, but it doesn't make you successful. I felt overly attached to our relationship over the past 4 years, and I loved your work so much that I wanted to make myself exclusive to your art, and should have never sought those feelings to be reciprocated. Everything you've ever worked on for me was always so perfect, and I lost sight of how everyone else around me would have felt. I had no intentions of pressuring you into anything, but looking back on my clouded judgment, I can see how my messages felt that way. When I talked about how my models helped you improve, I meant that as looking back on how far we've come together. When we've been friends for so long and cheered each other on, when we were both started growing and getting more opportunities like plushies, figures, etc. You've been my exclusive artist for full live 2D models for the majority of my time as a VTuber, and of course I would have been sad if you didn't want to continue that relationship, but in all our private DMs, I was okay with you ultimately doing what was best for yourself. I saw you as someone I trusted and loved and wanted to make sure you were still taking care of yourself with all the projects you took on, mine or otherwise. I never saw you as just a business partner. I thought I was reassuring you that I'd always be understanding if you wanted to move on to other projects. I genuinely appreciated our friendship. I always saw you as a close friend, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. Nana even said she lost a lot of work because Cinder's pressure. So awful, she can't even acknowledge that alone. Yeah, like, you can't be stupid, Cinder. I mean, like, you don't have to be a genius to be a successful live streamer. But if, like, you successfully, like, it's a business at this point for her. If you can successfully run a business, which is your live streaming career, you can't be stupid to know that you as a business person are causing harm to someone you're considering a friend. Like, you're harming their, not even just like Bao trying to sabotage her sub goal, the sub goal award for the live 2D. Like, oh, you're damaging her and a promise she made to her community. You're also damaging your artist because you're taking work from her and damaging her reputation as an artist. And also Silver. Silver and I think Sack. They just kind of talk shit from Sack. Cotton and Lily. So like, never go after anybody's bag, man. She's not stupid, but she's been not understanding of what's really going on. I mean, it feels just like, oh, I'm just a girl, teehee. I had feelings and I did something dumb. I didn't understand the consequences of my actions. The word is they may vote her out of gamer subs. I have a feeling, I have no way of confirming this. I feel like the Cinder and like Shylily co-ownership is a little bit more of a like a figurehead piece. Like, I think they can do projects within gamer subs. I don't feel like my thought process is I don't imagine that they have like board like a board at gamer subs where they're planning all the next moves for the company. Like, I think V Card was mainly like a Shylily project. But as far as what I've seen, it doesn't look like Cinder did anything, like any kind of big moves with the company. So I don't think it would be too detrimental to the company to remove her. I also think she struggles speaking properly. I mean, maybe. It can be hard sometimes to, like, put out make your actual, like, intentions come across. Sometimes. At least from the messages that we do have reading, I feel like we have a pretty good idea of her intentions. To Bao. Poor sweet little Bao. Bao's been through so much. My gosh. Since the start, I have always admired you and how genuine you've always been to everyone. I wouldn't be here without you either. I'm disgusted with myself for buying into the narrative that my friends were competition. I've never had such genuine friendships in my life, especially with you. We've gotten to know each other so well online and in person. You've already been through so much, and the last thing I'd want to do is cause more harm. But I did. I'm not sorry for reaching out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for not reaching out sooner and these ideas that were put into my head. I wish we would have been able to talk about this too. I didn't know about the severity of things that had been said and theorized about my own friends behind my back until now. It's my fault for not realizing the things Red was saying about you. The countless friendships I made here within the last several years mean so much more to me than him and the business side of things. And his way of thinking. Again, throwing Red under the bus. No amount of popularity or money means more to me than the relationships I built in this community. I've always been myself, whether that be on stream or in person, and I hope the friends I've made can understand I'd never condone this behavior or any of the things that were said about my friends. I've always wanted everyone around me to thrive and find happiness. I can't stress enough how disappointed I am that I didn't see this sooner until it got to a breaking point. It was all bad, all garbage. We already have proof that that's a lie. Unban Bao, she deserves it. Buying into the narrative, right? Shylily brought her into the company. That's one of the reasons it was so hard on her. Yeah, I saw her reaction of bringing her into the company. She's like, ugh. I hate that. I mean, like, somebody, like, you've done something, like, you've gone out of your way to try and help somebody. Ugh, that's shitty. Hey, Fraggy! To sack. Cinder really thinks she can group hug out of this. Let's all just come together and kumbaya this thing, right? To Sack, I loved getting to chat with you in person and absolutely loved all the hard work you put into the Boss Rush song. I hate how hard that is to say. Boss Rush song. I was so grateful to hear you were on board to edit the music video. I don't remember exactly why the stream got pushed back, but I definitely wouldn't have put the blame on you, knowing about how soon the deadline was when you started working on it. I was so thankful for your willingness to complete the project despite everything, and the quality of how it turned out was incredible. I can't believe how Red talked about you, especially after all your effort you put in for me. I am so sorry for everything that happened. Also, Sack didn't talk shitty about not Sack. Red didn't talk shitty about Sack. He talked shit about Bao trying to steal Sack. He's not even comprehending what's going on. To Cotton and Lily, I'm so sorry you had to get dragged into this. It's my fault I let it get this far. But I hope you can believe me when I say I had no knowledge of Red bringing you up in Nano's DMs. I just learned about all this myself, and there could have been so many other friends affected by the narrative that things always had to be competitive. If I knew Red was trying to exclude specific friends in this exclusivity deal, I would have spoken up. None of my friends are worth sacrificing over an art piece. I loved being your friend and all the memories we shared, and I hope someday you can forgive me for allowing this to happen. My fault. It's my man's fault. I'd say when you're in a relationship, especially like when you're both like content mindset brained, shoot. I talk to my man about content stuff all day. There is no way that you aren't talking to your partner about this stuff. Guys, it was Red that forced Cinder to be a VTuber. She never wanted to be a successful... She's trying to do the Amarith defense. To Silver. Since the start, I love that I saw someone else sharing so many similar interests to me. That's not what you were saying earlier. You said that made you insecure and you felt like you were threatened and, you know... And I thought maybe someday we can talk about it and be good friends. I was blinded by all these hate comments around me, calling me your lesser half. I want screenshots of that. I hate the person I've become towards you. I tried reaching out some time ago to try to start up friendly conversations to change things and make things right. Say hi to you at conventions and support your endeavors, but despite all that, I was being eaten alive by my own doubts and fear or harassment. I was pressured by the community as a whole to try reaching out to collaborate since I got these messages so often comparing us, and I hoped we could work something out. The photo of me at the meet and greet was taken candidly, and I thought it looked so cute, and I posted it without asking you, which was wrong of me. I was so wrong for letting everyone get into my head about these malicious feelings. I'm so sorry for any opportunities I've taken away from you. I'm sorry, Silver. Again, if you got message so often comparing you two, show us the screenshots. Show us proof, Cinder. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Okay. Notice how there's only 3 sentences in her apology despite. She must be desperate. Despite, I'm sorry I had assumed things about your design that weren't true, and I'm so sorry you've been harassed by commenters needing to compare us. And I apologize for the Reds spoke about you to Nano. You don't deserve any of this. Spite, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being spiteful. Okay. You know, Spite doesn't even need an apology. Spite is just like kicking off right now. She's blowing up. Good for her. Get your bag, girl. Another one try to push somebody down, but you end up elevating them. Let's see. To Peaches. I'm sorry if I made it seem like I was ignoring or ghosting you. I was so happy we had the opportunity to meet in person, and I was apologetic with how busy things were for me at the time. I wanted to spend more time with you, but as I got more and more DMs and messages, everything became so overwhelming. I've always had a low social battery, and it made it so hard for me to keep up to date with all my friends. Never had any ill feelings towards you, and I still don't. Only 3 sentences. Like I said, shouldn't need an apology, you know. Spite is doing well. She's thriving. The best revenge is a life well lived, and Spite's doing it. Good for her. To Rain. You were the first person I met as an ASM artist during a time when I was, Rain. Rain trying to call her a clout chasing thought essentially in his document got more time than Spite did. Alright, anyways. To Rain, you were the first person I met as an ASMR artist during the time where I was immature and vulnerable. I ended up being consumed by the content I was making, and it led me to making awful decisions I still think about and regret. I was not in a good spot at the time. I hated myself for this kind of behavior, and it took a long time for me to move on from what happened. I have no excuses. I'm sorry you were dragged into my drama, and I'm sorry how I made you feel after I just wanted to close the book on things. Now she's saying it's her fault this time, but can say that to the rest of she wrote. This is the only one where she can actually take the only one where she takes full accountability. But no, fair. I guess Peaches and Rain are the only ones that she can take full responsibility for. Kind of. But Spite, Silver, Cotton Lily, and Sex, she's like, no, and Bow, she's like, no, that wasn't actually me. That was all Red. No. I'm sorry to my Pyro Pups and my mods for expecting me to lead by a better example than this. I'm sorry to the VTuber community for looking towards me as someone to aspire to. I'm sorry to Kaiser, who put his heart and soul into everything he's ever done for me, and not even talking to you about how I feel. I'm sorry to the dozens of artists that have put their hard work into me, and I'm sorry to the rest of my friends who I've let down. I've led a bad example, and I don't expect forgiveness. I've made many mistakes over my 5 years on the internet. I am only one person, living the one life I get for the first time and only time, like everyone else. YOLO swag. Oh my gosh, man, I want to sneeze. As I said at the start, I ended up developing extremely unhealthy work-life balance, and the harm Red has caused, again, blaming the boyfriend, and the harm Red has caused with the way he viewed things is irreparable. The way I've been perceiving things lately is not how I want the world, how I want to view the world moving forward. And this goes to show there's a lot I need to address and improve if I'm going to continue being creator. I'm devastated that the friendship so special to me may, understandably, never be mended again. I love my job, and I love all the friends I've had. Thank you for reading. Cinder. Ugh. Like, there's some good parts of this, had she not just essentially just used this entire document to just say, Red did it. Sorry Red made you feel this way. Sorry Red did these things. If she could provide screenshots for the Lily situation, not Lily, Silver situation, where she was made to feel compared to Silver. If she can show proof of Lily ignoring her, but that part would be invalid because you're already not being charitable to, Lily if she did ignore you when you're trying to brush off you ignoring Van Peaches, by being busy. So that excuse is already out the window. How the fuck does Pyropups and the least affected get bigger apology statement than spite? What a vile human crazy. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. But also, you have to keep in mind, her Pyropups they will be the only ones that will allow her to survive as a creator. Her community is the biggest, if she can't mend her relationships with Bao and Lily and like openly make that a good relationship again, the only thing that will keep her alive as a content creator will be her Pyropups. I don't think I would call her psycho, or I just think she has a lot of insecurities and she's displaying a lot of mean girl behavior, and she feels threatened by other people in this sphere. But the most important take back for anybody who wants to do content creation or become a VTuber is that rising tides raise all ships. And there is a streamer for everybody. Even if you're not X person streamer, you might be Y person streamer. I don't know what the future holds for Cinder, but hopefully she will do better this time. I hope so. I mean, I really wish she had done a proper apology. Like, you know, it could be very well possible that Red acted without her permission. It could be very true. However, if you're going to make that statement, then you should have provided proof of that. Maybe an argument between you and Red or something. You know, proof of being compared to Silver. But as the way it looks to us, not only are you attempting to sabotage your friends' careers, you are also throwing your partner under the bus. So, and even if that's just something that they agreed to do together, for him to take the fall, that just did not help your public image. I think it's better to be harsh so it doesn't happen again. I think the only people that can be harsh are the people affected. I think we are just a bunch of observers in the grand scheme of things. She did cheat on him, but they did make up. As far as her message is saying, they did make up. I know it seems like she's lying still and holding back, but she needs proof if we're going to believe her. And, like, sure, it's hard to prove a negative. But, I mean, you have these messages at the time. And it's like, well, I can prove that's not what I was talking about with him at that same time, or something. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. She's cute. She could become an IRL streamer. You never know. I'm just hoping this doesn't lead to the right-wing grift, because there's too many creators who have been canceled and it turns into the right-wing grift. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cinder. I believe you can come back as a creator. Just own up for your actions and learn and grow as a person. I can't believe people are gullible enough to accept it. I think for the most part, Cinder was given the benefit of the doubt by the broader community until her apology came out. Like, I think this is one of these, like, nobody liked that. I will stick with Cinder and see what happens next. Also, the people on Twitter that are like, if you're still following Cinder after everything that happened, I'm gonna block you or unfollow me. Bro. Don't police who people choose to follow. It's such shitty behavior. Like, why are you the arbiter of who people follow? You also don't even know why they're following them. Maybe they're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they want to continue to see what their replies are going to be in the long run. Stop it. Stop it. I feel bad for people if that's their standard of apology. Where's the psychologist in Seattle? Let's have him grade the apology. A lot of people said it might take 5 years to come back fully. I don't know, like, things move quickly in the internet. As long as I could say, in my opinion, if she can take accountability and say, go to therapy, address her insecurities, like, it's not going to fix how she is in the public eye, and she may never mend those bonds with Bao and Lily and everyone. She might never mend those vows, those relationships, but it might allow her to have more new professional relationships in the future. Because, like I said, her editors, her live 2D artists, her moderators, all of those people are going to have a hard time trusting her. Cinder should have copy-pasted it's a ChatGPT for sure. ChatGPT grade my apology. At the time she posted this, the top message was from BuffPup. I didn't want to click on it. Dude, fuck off. And she right. And then Shylily came out with the freaking steel chair. New sub. Why, thank you for the sub. I don't know where we're at right now, but we are very close to 400 subs. I say by my birthday. How many days is that away? 14. 14. 16 days away. My birthday is 16 days away. I would like to possibly possibly reach 500 subs by my birthday. I would. That would be very nice. But we'll see. We'll see. That's worse than the Colleen Ballinger. At least that hers was impressive. At least hers a little catch up. Gossip. Toxic gossip train. How are you doing today? I am doing pretty darn good. How are you today? How was your lovely Monday? If it's still Monday for you. I hope everyone's week is starting off lovely. But then, like I said, Shylily just like popped in with the freaking steel folded chair in the ring and responded with the absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to those closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I've never been so heartbroken and hurt so badly for my friends. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting, reading and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages, while having to sit here and read through these bullshit lies you spin makes me want to vomit. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness that your man was up to when everyone who shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, sharing every wicked moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friends is sickening. I have experienced your own actions without red in a situation where in your own screenshotted words you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceeded to throw one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning just because you consistently chose business over friends, never feeling bad for failing them. Just to earn the bag and compete with me over a V-Card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact date your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them, instead blaming me for a collab you rescheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass. When you realized you were being a bad friend, why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to on one of the most important days of that friend's career? Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up the people who are the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way. Shit. You claim that it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you've done is try to shove it away and admit to nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences and your career and try to salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Pyro Puffs deserve better. Shylily called her freaking... Lily just like dropped the mic with that one. But that was... I did not expect Lily to honestly like just pop out and just... Because Lily is always like, she's very... Every time something happens when Lily's involved, like always people quote unquote copying her design or such, she's always been very dignified with her responses and very professional with how she addresses these things. So this was personal. This is not what I'm used to seeing from Lily. I have this on while I'm doing something else, and every time you sniffle, I have to sniffle. You're killing me with this psycho charisma. I'm sorry, my allergies. It's spring. My allergies are really bad. How long have we been live? I will. In like 10 minutes, I'll get up and get Claritin. When I take my potty break. Powerpuffs are self-advertising for adoption on Reddit. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, your creator sucks. How about you come check me out? Don't do that. That just makes you look bad. You know, it's not going to help you in the long run. Don't do that. And then Mushin, I want to let you know that it took me around 30 minutes to read the whole thing, and I think I lost both my voice and sanity. I rated a 3 out of 10. Mushin. And then Natasha, in case you might have known, Natasha and Silver were both members of VShojo. They have ties. I've seen Silver receive so much harassment and unfair comparisons to you over the years, and she just tanked it, minded her business, and never once tried to sabotage your success or tear you down. Deflecting and outright lying several times in this response instead of fully owning up to your mistakes is insulting to everyone. I can't help but feel very frustrated on behalf of my friend and everyone who was on the receiving end of so much unnecessary stress, largely due to the choices you made. They handled the situation with much more grace than you decided to, and they deserve better. The weird backhanded remark you made the first time we ever met last year stuck with me, and now it makes a lot more sense knowing that this is apparently how you normally view and treat people. I hope you can learn from this and realize it's way easier to be kind and to be happy for your success as well as the success for others. I really wonder what that backhanded comment was. I want the tea. Ah! Thank you for the sub. Welcome. I am making new emotes. I will have new emotes up soon, but I hope you enjoy the emotes I have currently. But thank you for the sub. Let me see. I'm glad I know that that's working. That was a loud smack. I didn't mean for that to be. It startled me. Can I turn it down? Let's turn it down just a little bit. How do I do that? There we go. Let's just lower it a little. It's tester. Oh no, it's too quiet. What the heck? Okay. I think that's reasonable. That's reasonable, yeah. That's funny, though. Oh, big stretch. There's a ray tracing. It's called Twitch integrated throwing system, or TITS for short. It tracks where my model is, and for on Twitch side, it will throw stuff at me for new subs and biddies and followers. I think I have everything fully set up. I hope so. Let's see. It does suck, though, like, to see this happen. Because I know a lot of people with this happening, they're expressing a lot of insecurity with making friends in the VTuber sphere. It's like, I hate to say that this just kind of happens in friend groups. It just does. Sometimes you just end up being backstabbed. I don't think it should make you feel insecure or distrusting of others, of having friends. I like to be cautiously trusting of people. I've had several friends that have like backstabbed me, and it sucks. But I don't. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it should destroy your future friendships or destroy your trust in others. But like a lot of these VTuber groups, I look up to because it's an example. It's like something I strive for myself. Like I'd love to make some like VTuber friends. So be cautiously optimistic, cautiously trustful of others. I agree to guard your heart, but don't close it off. There's plenty of good people, it just takes time. Exactly. It's when I say that I auditioned for a couple of VTuber agencies, that was kind of like my main reason, was because I'd like some friends in the VTubing sphere. I like the idea of having like-minded friends that also like care about content creation. Basically, all of my friends IRL have no idea, no idea about any of this. And I just go, look at my cute little anime girl on the screen. Let me see. And then there was another one. Oh, right. So then Bao reposted the apology, effectively proving Cinder wrong. Damn, Bao, you've been trying to flood your feed with positivity. Good for you, Bao. This is cute, though. Somebody made this cute little overlay. That's just how part of this, the trust. Exactly. I know a lot of people are like let down because they had a lot of, like when you see like a female creator who's growing, it's important and it's inspirational to a lot of us because that's who we can aspire towards. So it sucks, and you as a fan and a viewer feel let down, and that sucks. Oh, here it is. I think people are sometimes afraid of making friends because of drifting. That's also just a part of being an adult. Is like, yeah, you're gonna drift apart. You become busy, but if you cherish that friendship, then you're gonna understand. I have a friend who got married recently, and now she's got like 10 kids, 8 kids through marriage, and she a busy bee, and like we still chat, but like not as often. But I think we can root for each other from the sidelines. Let's see. But, so, with this, Cinder attempted to, like, claim that she didn't know what was going on with the Bao's commission with Nanolith, that she had no way of knowing, which is obviously untrue. And Bao responds with, How? How can you say you didn't know? I showed you both my base model sketch from Nano at WeebCon. We walked on stage and performed together. You were in the group chat where I shared my sadness over Nano suddenly canceling my model after we were so close to begin live 2D and rigging. And to now find out that just the day before I shared my sadness, this is the conversation that happened that ruined months of debut prep, planning, and much preparation. If you want to apologize to me, please do it properly and stop hiding behind red. That's, did you cancel the models? I did not. Nano arc delayed 2026. I'm scared to cancel on Bao. You shouldn't be. She has so many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing to us at VCon. So this is saying Cinder and Red are aware of the Nautilus figure being made. I can give her the design as free as apology gift. You shouldn't be. She has so many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing. Yeah, so this. With Bao posting in their group chat, Smudge, Nano had dropped me as a client because her work schedule is too hectic. And that is August 6, 2024. With the day before, August 5th, 2024. And then Bao uploaded that at the same time as this happening, she was sick in bed after the drainage of her jaw. So the added context of just imagining this poor girl who's been through being scammed by several manager or merch companies, and now she's got this swollen issue in her jaw, and she is recovering. And your friend is confiding that, damn, this subathon board has been canceled by our mutual artist that you're well aware of. Is really sickening. Really sickening, Cinder. The sad part for Bao is that she was very sick and was in bed for like a week at that time. Exactly, yes. That's just like, that is just the shittiest. The context added to that when I saw that hurts. That hurts. That hurt me like when I got mad over Cinder messaging Silver after after Silver's birthday outfit got canceled by Nautilus. Meanwhile, Cinder is in her DMs at the same time saying, "Oh my gosh, I love that we have the same model, mama. Even though I talked her into never making a model for you ever again or working for you." Just like Cinder, you can't pin that on your man. No one is going to buy that. No one's going to buy that. You can't hide behind him. He's not a bulletproof vest for you. Honestly, I hope Cinder doesn't surround with people that tell her, "It wasn't that bad," or "I know you're just a little insecure, this will blow over." It can blow over. It can. And you were insecure. But you also had to admit that you were extremely snaky. And you were a terrible friend in these instances. It's sad. It's very sad. But we have new responses. I didn't watch this and I saw Iron Mouse reacted. I don't know if this is... Sometimes Mousy Dog, this channel, will just kind of do like bait clips, bait thumbnails. So I don't know. We'll check out some of their responses. Can I zoom in? Let's screw that over. Mousy, you're so loud. I love you so much, but you're so loud. Shit. It's really funny. You see how her mouth started twitching? Wait, go back. Look at her mouth. She didn't say much. Yeah! I don't imagine her really saying much. Ugh, I sneezed. Allergies. Say boobies. Honkshua. I wish it's here when Corpse comes back the next day. I miss his corpse. Can you hear her? Did I turn it down too low? She was so loud in my ears. Let me see. Talk. Oh, gosh damn it. I don't have that browser source. I didn't have that set up into the thing. My bad. Let me fix that. But no, you're right. Mouse didn't really say anything. But Mousie's mouth twitching. Somebody asked, "Oh, how are you doing in spite of things?" And her mouth started twitching. I never imagined Mouse to comment on any of these things. If anything, she kind of just says something very light. Let's see.
That is all I have to say.
There we go. Now it's capturing.
And sleep on that thing. Sleep on that thing, bros.
Okay. But as she said, and you couldn't hear, support artists. Support your artists. It's so weird. I'm seeing like the wider commentary, like Twitter community, seeing all this go down, and I'm just like, please stop. Don't look at this fear. Alright. I'm gonna take a quick break because we're at the 2-hour mark because I need to use the restroom, and I will be right back in like 2 minutes. Be right back. Alright, we're back. I need a stream checklist, so I remember to take some Flonase and my Claritin before stream because a spring is here with a fury. I feel like my cat is making me extra allergy. Scarlett just dropped her video on Scarlett? From Niji? Huh? Or am I missing somebody else? No, it's Scarlett. It's not Scarlett. Who's Scarlett? Nani? I call it Scarlett. Scarlett, oh my gosh. I see. I'm unfamiliar with that name. Oh, another VTuber? I don't know this VTuber. Dissecting the anatomy of a good, okay. Interesting. But damn, girl, she got 10K subs. Nice. Okay. Also, I will say, my thumbnail that I made today is probably the worst thumbnail I've made in a while, and I'm deeply apologetic for that. I'm always like, I do really good thumbnails, in my opinion. I didn't like this one too much. Let's see, so I'll save that because I might check out her channel later. She's an older VTuber. I'm gonna check her out. So then, saying that. Oh, now she's popping up when you type her name. She wasn't popping up earlier when you looked up Cinder. Okay, okay. Maybe it's not all over for you, Cinder. Maybe it's because I've already watched all the videos on her. Oh my god! False, an hour-long video? Okay, VShojo dropped Matara Kan, and then Mume's graduation. Excuse me. Who was it? I didn't want to check out the Omni video about Cinder. I'm curious about like normies and how they react to this whole thing. Cause is it Daily Dose of Vtubing? Who's their name? It's me. Internet Versus posted like a damn near hour-long video. Tectone's been releasing videos damn near every day, but they're like, what does Tectone know about VTubing? It's like, Tectone's like knee-deep in VTubing. Is there anybody else? But I don't know, if I can call Omni like a normie. Like, he's aware of VTubers, but he's very much a tourist. But I wanted to see the Shylily clip, because this is a newer one.
There's two things I genuinely wish to address, not because, you know, a lot of people were making it a big deal, but some people have brought it up in replies and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just explain. When everything went down, God, the Bao's cries are forever ringing in my head. That was so tough. I'm having a hard time being upset with anyone who still trusts and forgives her because, and I say this in all honesty, the reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter, and chances are yours probably simply just as easily manipulated as everyone else. If you read all of these things and you see nothing wrong with it, give it a few years.
Shush, give it like 3 minutes. Like at first when I started reading, I was like, oh, like after the first part where she first threw Red under the bus, I was like, oh, okay. Like the first part sucked, but then after that I was like, maybe it's not so bad. But then it was just kind of like more of throwing Red under the bus, and I was like, never mind. I had like a whiplash of emotions. I was like, oh, this sucks, and I was like, maybe it's not so bad. I was like, oh, this sucks.
The only night that was difficult was the first night after dropping the first dock. It was 10 a.m. I had to go to bed, and just being scared of what the heck a literal manipulator could possibly come up with overnight, and what a shit show you could possibly wake up to. It's literally just hearsay, the entire apology. And worst of all, throughout this whole hearsay, it's full of bullshit. If yesterday was the first time you saw me crash out, which I'm pretty sure that is for every single person ever in this community, I'm sorry. Reading this made me more vulnerable to demonic possession. I highly suggest you check it out yourself.
Lily, your crash out was entirely valid. Go off, queen.
Thing that is publicly available is through receipts. Needlessly to say, more stuff has happened, but most of these things don't have receipts, or the receipts have personal, private stuff attached to it that you just can't share. Some of the stuff we might talk about today is hearsay because that's just my own experience that happened in person. It's my word against whoever else wants to challenge it, and that's okay. The next couple days will just be people expressing the disappointment. It is typical narcissistic manipulation fashion. Like, this whole document... Like I said, if you don't see it that way, I don't blame you. Chances are you're too young and naive.
Am I too naive that I don't like to use terms like narcissist when I take people's actions into consideration? Because I'm not like a mental health professional. I don't want to like put those words on anybody. But it is damn gaslighting.
Or just as gullible and easy to manipulate. If you don't see it, I fully get it. I don't support it. I hope you'll eventually see it. It's typical. I take accountability for nothing. I shove the blame over to my man. I knew nothing. Everything was behind my back. I'm sorry you feel this way. Like, come on. It's just business fashion. When a company has an employee fuck up, guess what? The company has to take actions. The company has to pay damages and make amends for the employee. It's just business. You burn your Cinder merch. You do what you wanna do. If that's how you cope with this, that's also okay. You don't have to atone for someone's sins and feel bad about the good times you've had. Whether they were fake or not doesn't matter. You had a good time. Again, if you cope by burning your merch, I ain't judging. You cope the way you wanna cope. I cope through memes and making fun of things. That also isn't fucking perfect. But if you have it in you and you can cope with it, try and donate everything you've got.
That's true. Don't one contaminate our atmosphere by burning your Cinder merchandise. Consider donating or repurposing it into rags, or if that's like what you want to do, repurpose it to rags. Or maybe a quilt. Sell your pet a nice little dog bed.
Any shirts, sweater, figurine, plush, whatever the fuck it is, just donate it. I'm strongly anti-drama. I don't care for it. I'm usually not well informed. I'm not very chronically online either. I often wake up, go stream, go game, go bed. The thing with the no drama rule is, every time you have rules like this, there's a line that cannot be crossed. Because once that line is crossed, it's fair game. It's all fair game. And based on people's reaction, I don't think anyone blames me for getting involved and speaking up and strongly speaking about it. Once a certain line is crossed, it's fair fucking game. I don't give a shit what kind of rules or morals I've got. It's fair fucking game. Man, I do wish, I'm living at the goddamn ass crack of the world compared to all my friends. I really wish I could just have a short little flight over and be like, man, I'm sorry, Boober. Everyone is so sad. I don't want to make it sound like only Bao is sad, but Bao got stabbed real bad. Let me just address two things, because I know most people are caught up. Then I'll get you a TLDR. I know this hasn't been getting any traction whatsoever, but I've seen some, let's call them valid calls, where people go, if Lily knew all this, why didn't she speak up sooner? I'm not a fucking bitch.
She's a bitch. I ordered a lot of VCar merch and I don't know what to do with Cinder part. No. Keep it. Maybe it'll be a collectible one day. Like, hide it away from the rest of them. Have like if you have a card book, just put it on its own page by itself. I don't know. I think, I get her actions are shitty. I just don't feel like jumping to burning her stuff right now is like the best. I like to wait. I like to wait and watch and simmer. If in 2 months she hasn't come back, all right, burn your stuff. But I like to wait and I like to watch. I'm not defending Cinder. I do wholeheartedly think that she's manipulative and gaslighty, and she did awful things to her friends. But I also want to wait and see what else she does.
Everyone who's had a long-lasting, healthy friendship knows that sometimes you lash out. I'm not gonna fucking cancel my fucking friends just because they called me a bitch, or in the heat of the moment and in great panic they threw me under the bus once. Sometimes, when you're backed in the corner, scraping the bottom of the barrel, you cope by lashing out. You deflect. I'm not saying it's good, but it happens. I'm not gonna throw a fucking Google Docie out there just because I've been mildly done wrong once. You know? The actual starting point, the dominoes fell when one thing leaked. One singular thing, 5 or so days ago. It was about me being slandered, throwing all kinds of accusations around to Nano, making me seem problematic. They were saying I dodged collabs with them. Collabs that had 7 fucking other people in there. Collabs I was thrown into in a big ass group chat and simply said, sorry, can't do. Because I have something that day. One of them was a dentist thing. The day after the dentist, I just simply didn't fucking want to. And the other one, yeah, I dodged. Yeah, I did. Because at that one, I already knew. The one person that is the reason for me dodging is the one concerned as to why I'm dodging. What about the 6 other people who were just looking at me dodging and going, oh, okay, she's busy. It's kind of weird that the only person that has a reason to be weary was actually weary. It's called projection. Because she fucking knew. Anyways, I was accused of not acknowledging her when she rates. Oh, sorry. You know when Buff rated me earlier? I'm sorry for not calling Buff's full government fucking name. Buff Pup of Twitch.tv, thank you so much for your raid and bringing your community from Buff Pup from Twitch.tv over here. Now I get to say it. When she raided, she is center fucking stage. I am pausing my sponsor. to talk to her. I'm having a normal ass reaction to a raid, like I have with everyone. Gotta get the full government name out there because apparently else people don't feel graced. Like, damn, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, them saying I've been weird ever since V-Card, which also isn't true. We've literally done a collab ever since. We've talked ever since.
Oh my gosh. It's funny. I had to call you by your full government name. I had something that happened with something. It's like, oh, you're not acknowledging me as my full name, so you're not actually acknowledging. I had that happen before, actually. You're dodging me. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I kind of like Crash Out Lily. She's so cute, and she's even cute mad.
I contacted her for a technical issue that you guys said she also had ever since. Just a bunch of stuff that makes me sound weird and competitive when, again, reflecting. That one screenshot started it all. And I was like,
projecting is the word I
that's
was
fucked
looking
up.
for.
And
Damn
I
it.
gave Nano the receipts of it's not true. Somehow, before Nano worked on my 3.0 model, that wasn't a problem. Everyone who is in contact with me, anyone who is close, even my viewers, everyone knows I suck at Discord. And she knows that too, because it happened last year as well. It's why we have a group chat with her and Buska and me. So if she wants to plan something, she knows where to go. And she has used it in the past, recently. So anyways, yes, I am guilty of dodging a collab, because I simply didn't fucking feel like it. And yes, I am guilty of ghosting 2 messages where she asked for a collab, which, by the way, she also only does when there is something business related. AFK drop, V-Card drop, any event, any debut, any announcement, any merch. Then I'm important. Long story short, that
Shit.
was the one message that got everything rolling because I explained how that's weird. That's cringe and manipulative. If she has a problem, why not come to me? And boy, that's where it started. That's where poor Nano realized that there is more such incidents. She has critical thinking and she's like, if this is weird, are the others also weird? The ones where she literally on the screenshots says she feels bad for doing all these things she's being asked to do. And obviously, me being a friend, I talked to Nano and I was like, Nano, I'm gonna be honest, some of the stuff you have here is heartbreaking. I'm thankful for you showing this to me, but I highly encourage you to share this with the people affected, especially Bao, but because, you know, that one nasty one where she sabotages Bao. And Nano, the fucking giga chat she is, agreed a few days later because Bao had surgery. So it took a while. We went in a group chat. Can you imagine? That giga chat fucking whale comes out of surgery and has to deal with this. That group chat we used to expose everything. Not just, you know, from Nano's messages and having to deal with her manipulation, but we also came to realize that everything that happened to us individually those weren't isolated incidences. It was a year-long pattern. Everything connected. It was a pattern that consisted over years. And respect to my friends, we all decided after all of the receipts and obviously being very emotionally unstable to sleep over it for a night.
Okay. Considering, I think Bao's timeline of events, what she said, it was like probably last Thursday, I think, because she, that they've been sitting on this since last Thursday, because they wanted to talk to her, but Bao kept putting off because she had, like, the surgery stuff to deal with. Entirely valid. So, I don't think any of this was like a knee-jerk reaction to receiving those screenshots from Nautilus. It was very let's have a clear head about the situation. So I think they handled it. I think it's very easy to just like jump on emotions. I don't know. I have conflicting feelings about like coming out with these kind of things publicly. Because I'm always like, oh, these things can be spoken to in private. But considering like the VTubing sphere is kind of niche and kind of tight-knit, not offering a, what is it, a warning to other artists would not be good on Nautilus's part. And as creators, if you're not warning other creators who might end up collaborating with her, it also wouldn't be great on her friend's part. Because she's a danger to the community. It sounds extreme. It's a little bit of a liability to other creators.
Give it one night. Let's sleep over it. The next day, once everyone was awake and had time to deal with their emotions, we all still knew this has to happen. This isn't just to expose what she's done to us. This is to expose the fact that she is doing these things. Complete speculation. But if that's the stuff that happens in this circle, what else could happen? Again, speculation, but we were like, we would feel terrible knowing that she
That's
conducts
what I
business
said.
throughout the next couple years, hurting more people like this. Turns out it was just a bit bigger than our group, and we all knew she was gonna throw her manager under the bus. When you look at the screenshots and you know her and you see the manipulation, the first fucking thing you know is she'll throw her manager under the bus. Everything went live, and you know what she's done? The first thing they both did, they messaged Nano, going, Nano, please. You know what that absolute fucking Giga chat did? Blocked. We knew this was happening. Whatever. We've said our piece. There's no reason to continue to dogpile onto it. But then, the next evening, the quote-unquote apology dropped. But it wasn't even an apology. It was, I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry you got caught in this. I'm sorry I was manipulated into hurting you. Fuck of an apology, bro. And one thing that struck me specifically is when she dedicated a section to me and someone else. I am going to be super petty. Not even a section for myself. For someone that is so upset for me not naming her full fucking government Twitch.tv name, for someone to just put me in a document as Lily when previously referring to me as the other Gamer Subs owner. I don't even get a section for myself with my name properly fucking written. Come on, bro. Don't be such a hypocrite. You don't get to be upset at that shit and then put me there, throw me in there and be like, I'm so sorry, I had no knowledge of this. And that's...
Hypocrite on hypocrite on hypocrite. Now, Cinder will be alone when she comes back again. This upsets me a lot. Yeah. I would say she's like starting from ground zero, from zero once again. Like, she is and she isn't. She's like starting from like negative like 100. But also she isn't, because she has a community already. There are still loyal fans who will separate the way she does business and the way she treats her friends with the artist. And that I think that's a fine way of thinking of it as a fan. But anybody who's also a creator, I don't think should endorse her. Not at this point. Not right now.
That's when I got mad, because no knowledge my ass. A lot of what we know is hearsay. Because the girls spent time together. Vacation, travel, blah blah blah. A lot of the stuff that we posted about is only stuff we have hard-coded receipts for. But there is also more receipts! Verifiable receipts that weren't added to the doc, because either there are smaller things that just only really become a problem when added up, or they were a little too private to be shared. For her to claim she has no knowledge when I know for a fact she does, but I have no proof other than hearsay, it reminded me of that one fact, the one receipt we do have though, where she herself personally throws me under the bus, and I made sure to quote her own words, because again, that screenshot isn't public. She'll know what we're talking about. And the fact that she only took accountability for stuff that's been published and not the stuff that was kept hidden That's enough for me. To have her use me as part of an excuse as to why she had to let her friend down, that very same friend that spent months of prep, hard work, and effort and received a million empty promises, just because a couple days before that she wanted to reschedule a V-Card collab to, you know, make a nice big boom as a collab and sell a bunch of boxes to make some bag. Imagine. For a fucking collab. Could have had the collab any other day too. Could have been a day or two earlier. Could have been a day or two later. She rescheduled that collab to be on that date. She put it there on that date. People saying, why didn't you handle this private? We did once. And she's only deflecting and
They've already talked
pretending
about
to be
this.
apologetic when put on the spot. No proper apology from her before the crash out. None. She's only sorry when she gets caught, because she knows fucking with that friend that she fucked with will mean the end of her career. Because if you're not good standing with that person, you're not good standing with like probably 80% of the indies that matter to her. She wasn't sorry because she fucked over her friend's opportunity on a day that she said she'll be there. She was sorry she was caught in true narcissistic, selfish, egoistic fashion. You ever do a collab again? What, with her? Fuck no, of course not. With other...
I love Petty. Was it Petty? It's just crash out, Lily. She's so cute. A lot of Pirate Plus will be wondering if Cinder is alright and say something extra or something. Who knows what the Pirate Pups might say. I don't know, let's check check the Reddit afterwards.
Of course, with my friends, of course, obviously. Oh, let me just platform that very same person that tried to deplatform me and all of my friends that helped her get there to begin with. Let me just continue to platform that one person that tried to backstab us when begging to be in our positions. Throwing me and gamer subs under the bus to save her ass? Fuck no. Oh, the pressure I feel. What pressure? The pressure you begged for? The pressure you told them you wanted to have? The responsibility you asked for? Where you wanted to be alongside me? Fuck no. You want a good apology for when you fuck up?
Yes.
You ever need an apology for when you actually fuck up? For when you are the bad bitch? Just say, I'm fucking sorry I acted this way. My greed has caused a lot of damage. Greed that got to me from growing too fast and being too filthy rich by riding on my friends' backs. Instead of seeing how grateful I was supposed to be for it, I saw him as nothing but an asset. I've been truly blinded by how absolutely malicious, vile, and toxic I've treated them behind the scenes. Pretending to be a friend while separating business and sabotaging them. I can never repair the damage I've caused. And I see now clearly what it truly means to lose everything that you are supposed to be grateful for. I'll take some time away and hope to better myself. I'll never be able to repair what I've broken. But I can try and come forward and be a better person in hopes to have learned from this absolutely awful thing that I've done to my most closest and most supportest, loving friends that are the sole reason I have this platform to begin with. Boom. Just owe up to it. Take some accountability. Just be like, yeah, I've been a dick. Yeah, I've been a fucking ass. Yeah, I've been blinded. So blinded by my success and money and greed for even more. The greed was unbearable. Yes, I'm terrible. Of course I wouldn't fucking believe her. What the fuck? Manipulator. But it's the only way to set things right and to maybe not be a fucking laughingstock for like the next half a year. Subscribe for business!
Oh my god, Lily! I forgot this is on her own page. It's just Lily. It sucks though when sometimes when like some creators like give like an example of what their apology, like what a decent apology would have been, because if that person does come out and like says anything similar to it, then you're like, Did you just copy it like you copied off of Spite's homework? Hmm? Although, where is... Let me find it on this side. Sometimes I like a lot of lewd stuff. Yeah, Cinder should have said something. Cinder should have done a lot of things different with that apology. That was a whole lot of nada. Let's see, where am I going? I'm going to Twitter. I don't know if anybody here is a fan of Hamilton like I am. What is this?
Congratulations.
Oh no! Somebody said congratulations. Oh shit. Let me find it. But somebody posted this, and it's a 10 out of 10. This actually posted like a bunch of parodies, and they're all so good. I freaking love Hamilton.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Madison, Senator Burr. What is this?
We have the check stubs from separate accounts.
Almost $1,000 paid in different amounts to a Mr. James Reynolds way back in 1791.
Is that what you have? Are you done?
You are uniquely situated by virtue of your position.
Though virtue is not a word I'd apply to this situation.
To seek financial gain, to stray from your sacred mission.
And the evidence suggests you engaged in speculation.
An immigrant embezzling our government funds.
I can almost see the headline, your career is done.
I hope you save some money for your daughter and sons.
Your best one, run back where you come from.
Ah, that's so good. It's so good. What is the congratulations one? I don't think congratulations is copyright. Is it copyright?
Congratulations. You have invented a new kind of stew.
Okay. Let me see. Let's check the Reddit. I'm sorry, what did that just say? Okay, never mind. Wait, what is her... I know she has a Reddit, a subreddit. Is it the Pyro Pups? Not Buff Pup. Unless I took down her Cinder VTuber. I'm supposed to not say here. Are there any thoughts on the matter? What is that? Link to r/Cinder. These are my thoughts about the matter. Okay, this was yesterday. It was nice knowing you, pups. Let's hope to meet each other in another chat. I also watched Numi in Discord. She said a lot of stuff. What did she say exactly? I haven't seen a lot of her responses. Okay, so these are top posts. What is this one? Oh, just somebody's personal thoughts. Names. days. Robin. Is this one of the mods for her server? I just want to take a second to say how proud I am. The past few days have been nothing but kind and uplifting towards not only each other, but other communities as well. I feel so blessed to have such an incredible group of people here with such beautiful hearts full of love to share with those who need some care. I know it's going to be a rough time, but I promise we'll do our best to keep moving forward. I promise I'll be back soon. The girls and I have been, Nimi. I've been surrounded by loving friends who all have been supporting the past few days. I'm okay while the whole situation sucks. It's always been about being there for my friends and everyone else who's been hurt. I'll continue to do so while trying to get back into hanging out with everyone again, because that's something I know will make me feel more at ease too. Shumis, we will beat the game, I promise. Please take care of yourselves and drink lots of water. See you guys in a bit. I have to sneeze, but it doesn't want to come. There's a lot of people regretful of being part of that community, and I just wanted to say that you shouldn't feel that way. Despite everything, you made lots of good memories and made friends with so many people. Focus on those remembers and remember that you're shining bright no matter where you are. In the Discord, Numi said it best, we're all hurt, but should lift each other up rather than tear down. Despite what happened, amazing memories were made, and those memories should be focused on rather than the negative. On Twitter, other VTubers who were once close to Cinder have made it very clear they no longer want anything to do with her, most notably Buffa, Shylily, and Camila. Starting with Camila, she posted a scene from the film Wicked with the intent of saying nobody mourns the wicked and that we should just abandon Cinder altogether, giving her no mind. Unfortunately, also in the clip was the Science King kill the witch. This can be interpreted encouraging. Okay, don't read too much into it. It is just Wicked. Camilla doesn't need more drama. She's got a debut coming up. This was a response to Cinder's apology. Personally, I think the response was too far and too aggressive. We understand Camilla's anger over the matter, but that was too much. Okay. I don't want to do virtue signaling. Touch the plug, personally, okay. So it's just a pyro puff. Was this a server always this dead? It only had 85. Kill the witch is tame. Come on. I don't know. I think it's too virtual signaling to be like, she's calling for a witch hunt on Cinder. It's like, well, come on. This is 5 months ago. Okay, so nothing interesting here. Was that everybody's response? We got over. I mean, it would take like 500 freaking years to go over everything. I am curious what Omni posted. I'm gonna skim through a little bit of Omni's video, and then we can move on to Matara.
Welcome to an all-new Lay It On Me. Allow me to lay it on you. Google Donkey. Uh-oh. Here we go again, guys. We have another internet apology. This time it is in the VTuber space, and the drama that's been happening for the past 2 or 3 days has been freaking absolutely.
That's funny. I would put this guy's channel, 'cause it's like kind of how not as much anymore, but I used to, like, for internet news and stuff, I'd watch his videos a lot. And I would have it on the TV, and my mom would walk by and she's like, I cannot stand his voice, turn it off. And I'm like, that's so mean. Okay. Boyfriend saying, what does this transcript say? Okay, let's do like the intro. Let's see what.
Astronomical.
Uh,
Okay, this is one of those situations that involves a lot of key players. Seems like maybe one really big mean girl, some office politics, a little bit of everything. It's ginormous, so ginormous in fact that this huge VTuber by the name of Cinder had to create an apology Google Doc. And it did not go so well. So before we get to the apology, you need to kind of know what happened beforehand. There were like 8 or 9 Google documents that came out to come out and talk about how Cinder and her boyfriend, aka manager, basically did mean girls and was blacklisting a large portion of the VTuber community for... Let me TLDR for you. This is Natalis. She's an artist, okay? She's one of the people that draws like art for the VTubers, okay?
okay, this is too much. Too much going back. You know enough. I kind of thought he'd give like. I think Omni's like too aware of the VTubing scene to like. To be like, what the f is going on? Because that's like a lot of people's reaction with Twitter blowing up. Omni King is fine with a lot of drama channels are the same. Yeah. Man, this is hard. I feel bad for the fans. Definitely for her fans. Like, I wouldn't say I disliked her, but I wasn't like super into her. Like, I'd be like remiss and sad if it was like Shylily in her position. Like, because I really like Shylily. So I can't imagine. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, my room is getting so cold, so it sucks, and I can't imagine how her fans are feeling, all the rest of the buff pups, because it's like having like that kind of attachment to a streamer is very different to like other YouTubers, because watching a YouTuber or watching a streamer is a very parasocial experience, even more so than a YouTuber. IMO. It can be for a lot of people. Like you kind of start to feel like you know that person more than you actually do. And I get it. Okay, but then does Cinder post anything else before we move on? She did not. But I think for now that will conclude the saga of Cinder. I hope she responds properly and soon. And I genuinely hope this doesn't destroy her career as a creator. And she goes on. It will be difficult, and that's unfortunate, but there are consequences for our actions. I do feel bad for viewers as much as I make fun of them. You're talking about of hours you could do anything else with. I mean, I don't know. I always try not to chalk up too much expectations into somebody, because you don't know what their life is behind the scenes. You don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. Like, I am a really big Markiplier fan, and maybe behind the scenes he's an awful person. that would suck. But I also, as like in my policy, is I can separate the creator from the content. Same here. I'm a big Markiplier fan. I love Markiplier. Same with C.VA. Congratulations to him on the another million raised for the cyclothon. A moment of applause for him. But if like Google Docs like this dropped on him, I would legit be heartbroken. Just heartbroken. This is going to be a hard roadblock for her. Definitely. Definitely. Korey's Kenshin is better than Mark. You are free to have your opinion. I've actually just never watched Korey's Kenshin. I didn't really know about him until like the last like 2 years ago. Like my comfort YouTubers were Game Grumps and Markiplier. So I am a huge fan. I found out like my like 4-year-old niece likes Korey's Kenshin. I'm like, what the heck? Where were we going? We were going to VShojo. But yeah, that. If anything does update, we'll probably talk about it on stream at some point. But for the most part, that's where we're at. That's where we at. Maybe Cinder can rise from the ashes if she auditioned for VShojo. I don't think they would bring her on. So today, moving on from Cinder, let's move on to the next point. This morning, ruining my sleep. VShojo, my favorite VTubing company, announced that they are going to be cutting ties with our dear roach mama Matara Kan. Which is upsetting for me because I am a huge VShojo fangirl and I love Matara Kan. It's like the parents are getting divorced. How long are you going to stream more? About like another hour. But then I have to start getting ready to head out to work. Yeah, so I posted this morning. Dear community members, we want to share that after careful thought and consideration, we've made the difficult decision to formally part ways with Matara on May 5th. 2025. We are genuinely grateful for everything she's brought to VShojo and wish her the best moving forward. Goodbyes are never easy, and we understand many of you are deeply care about Matara as we do. The best way to support us both right now is with kindness, understanding, and respect for everyone's feeling and privacy during this transition. We're committed to our incredible talent, community, and values we share. Thank you for your empathy and continued support. VShojo is not like other VTubing companies, where when you join the company, your IP is owned by that brand. VShojo is not like that, so Matara will be moving on. She will continue to hold the IP of Matara Kan. This doesn't affect her streaming or content creation. She owns all of her platforms, and she will continue to make content. So, while, like, it sucks, I hate this, it's better than most parting ways with other agencies who actually own VShojo. Gunrun runs VShojo. Is that? I've actually met Gunrun in person. This was still like a VTuber newbie, and back when VTubing was still pretty big, but I went to the VShojo booth because I wanted some Iron Mouse merch, and I ended up just like kind of chatting with Gunrun just a little bit, and I may have met Merryweather. I don't remember. I bought the lore book, and I have to grab the lore book for Iron Mouse because I just remember them being like, oh yeah, he wrote it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Because, like, I'm chatting with this other guy at the booth, and I'm like... and then I'm, like, coming back at it now, and I'm like, did I meet Merryweather in person? No. Let me see. But... this, like, sucks in itself because if you know Matara's experience, her history, Con. DB. It's been too long since she actually celebrated her 1 year anniversary with VShojo. I remember her talking about it on the podcast with Mint, how she was like really excited about her projects and like her anniversary. So it sucks, but our sweet roach mama. But if you know her history, she came from. Is it going to be on the page? Let me pull it up. She came previously from Niji Sanji, and was previously Nino Kosaka, and expressed a lot of, in her time during with VShojo, expressed a lot of mismanagement, mistreatment from the company. So to me, it just really sucks to see her leave a company that it looked like she was like really happy to be in. And but the upside is, because it's VShojo, she doesn't lose her IP. She will still continue to be our roach mama and will continue to stream. And it is VShojo, so she is not restricted from collaborating with the rest of the VShojo girls if they choose to collab with her. So there's ups and downs here. I know she went live, and I caught just a little bit of what she was saying. She was kind of talking about it, so I thought catch up. She went live around the same time I did.
I haven't really been here because this week I am gonna lower my alerts just a little bit while I talk about stuff very quickly. This is, I think, the only time, I mean, never say never. This is most likely the only time I'm going to address these kinds of things. Let me know if this is loud enough. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity. I'm sorry if I'm not sounding or looking grateful for your generosity. I just want to make sure that I kind of get everything out of the way. I want to be very clear that I am okay. All right, I want to be very clear. This is not a pity party. I'm sorry that I'm sounding a little bit monotone. It's because I just woke up, and I want to be very concise with my feelings and emotions and everything. So if I sound a little monotone, it's honestly I just woke up and I'm a little bit nervous, believe it or not. Even extroverts get nervous. Honestly, I'm just nervous because I don't want to say anything that's going to be taken out of context and then maybe considered, bad faith, and then it just adds a little bit of trouble. For anybody that is not aware,
Okay. But disclaimer: don't message VShojo or any of the talents regarding this. If they want to talk about it, they'll talk about it.
VShojo and I have parted ways. So VShojo's. So before we begin, when transitions like this happen, both parties have to be in agreement for what is said, and it was very important to me that my message was the way that it is. That's all I'm going to say about that. I believe that there's always, you can't really hide the truth in things like that. So things are always going to kind of come out, which is why I'm all right with my messaging, saying that VShojo parted ways with me. I don't feel ashamed for what happened. I don't believe I did anything wrong. It just happens, know, it's stuff that happens, and it is. It feels really, really weird to use this line, but it is business at the end of the day, correct? So VShojo has tweeted, "Dear community members, we want to share that after careful thought and consideration, we've made the difficult decision to formally part ways with Matara on May 5th, 2025. We're genuinely grateful for everything she's brought to VShojo and wish her the very best moving forward. Goodbyes are never easy, and we understand many of you deeply care about Matara as we do. The best way to support us both right now is with kindness, understanding, and respect for everyone's feelings and privacy during this transition. We're committed to our incredible talent, community, and the values we share. Thank you all for your empathy and continued support." So this is um, from VShojo, and you know, it is a very kind message. It is filled with a lot of love. It is filled with a lot of kindness, and I really appreciate them writing something so nice. That I approved ahead of time.
Oh shit, I muted myself. I'm sorry. I was blowing my nose, so I muted myself. Sorry. These allergies are screwing with me. But I don't understand the big deal. It's just something normal, as both wanting different goals. Everyone seems chill. I'm saying that like the best part about this is that it doesn't take away Matara's like her opportunities or her ability to continue to live stream. And it's not like a termination. It just makes me curious on what's going on at VShojo and what would make them make that choice. Like, and I'm like, is it something to do with the economy? I don't want to stress about the state of VShojo economically, but I'm like, what's the choice? Why?
And then for me, I wrote, VShojo made the decision to part ways with me on March 6th, effective May 5th. I thank the girls plus Kuro for the great times we had together and the wonderful moments we shared in the last about 18 months. I didn't do the exact calculation, but I think it's about 18 months. I wish the remaining talent in VShojo the best of luck in their activities. I love them very much, and I will carry on being their bug auntie. I will continue streaming as Matara Kan because I am Matara Kan, and I hope the Momos can still cheer me on, even if I won't be Matara Kan at VShojo. Yeah, so very quickly, I get to keep my IP. I get to stay at Matara Kan because I am Matara Kan, and I will continue being Matara Kan. I had an artist reach out to me earlier today to ask if a commission that I commissioned through them is still continuing. It is, because I pay my commissions out of pocket, and those are all from my ideas and from my brand and from my everything. So all the projects I've been working on, all the commissions I've commissioned, all the editors I work with, all the artists I do, everything like that, I continue to work with them, right? I pay them and I continue to work with them and I continue to do stuff. Ads? No! Not the ads! No! Oh, you guys will have to rewind because I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The YouTube doesn't have any ads. Go on YouTube. Click to YouTube. Go.
Does YouTube live streams really not have any ads? I have YouTube Premium, so I don't get ads anyways. And I'm glad she's okay. I do like her. I really like her. Like when she graduated, that's when I started for Niji Sanji. It's when I first started watching some of her content, and I was like, I'm so disappointed because she that I never got to watch her because she is so freaking cool. So I was really happy for her to return with VShojo. But I don't know.
Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. No ads on YouTube. Okay. Where the hell was I? Oh my god, you guys interrupted me. So the only thing that I am going to say is, whenever it comes to things like this, usually both parties have to agree to their messaging. And my only takeaway is that I am very comfortable with the messaging to say that I've been let go. Because as I said, I don't really believe in hiding it. I think trying to hide something like this in the future will just make things look weird and just make people speculate, be like, ooh, you know, it says that it was one thing, but ooh, she got da 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 da. It's not as serious as people think it is. But like I said, I think it's very important in the industry. I think the industry is very small. I think people know a lot more people than we realize. I think people talk to a lot more people than we realize. So I'm very all right with that. Even though
is it like the side ads that don't interrupt the actual content? People might be
like, oh, Matara must have killed a man. Matara must have been saying awful things, you know, to, I don't know. Matara must have, I don't know, killed other bugs.
Matara beat up Kuro.
It's one of those things where, you know, if you already know me and you know my character, you'll have one idea. If you don't know me, you'll have another idea. Yeah, Matara ate too many husbands and she got let go. Exactly. So, I'm very comfortable with that. Since somebody is mentioning Michi's tarot stream, I mentioned before that the Wheel of Fortune is my favorite card. And the reason the Wheel of Fortune is my favorite card, I've talked about it before, is it's kind of just karma. It's the Wheel of Fate. And I'm very cool with when will you learn that your actions have consequences. I am very all right with the consequences here. Like I said, that's why, you know, somebody was like, I saw earlier, somebody asked if I'm sad. Like, yeah, it is what it is, but I've definitely had worse. These things happen and change happens, but I'd like to focus on the amazing week that we're going to have with the other VShojo members and together. And after May 5th, I will continue streaming and I will continue being Matara Kan. I just simply won't be Matara Kan VShojo. When it comes to collabing with other talent, my relationship with VShojo, the entity, right, has nothing to do with my relationship with VShojo, the girls.
Okay, so I don't watch too much of the stream, but essentially she's like, yes, I can, I saw this part. Oh my gosh, I have to keep muting because I keep sneezing. But I guess she can continue to collab with the other girls, avoid any speculation that there's any beef with the other girls if she doesn't, like, collaborate with, like, a ton of them all the time. And, she's going to focus a little bit more on, her solo streams for a little while. But I don't know. I am so curious. I don't think we're ever gonna know. Maybe, possibly. But they do have NDAs, so it's not like we can exactly, they're not just gonna come out and say what exactly was the reason that VShojo made this decision. But my favorite thing about VShojo is that this doesn't leave the talents high and dry. Like, they're not losing a job, they're not losing a livelihood. They'll still continue to earn the same revenue that they did, because VShojo doesn't take any bits or super chats or subscription revenue. They only earn from your merch. I'm just like, how do you survive, VShojo? But I don't know. I'm just glad that Matara is optimistic and she's okay. She ate a fellow cockroach, I can tell. I can still hear the buzzing. Her poor cockroach husband. Okay, because she's live right now, so I don't want to, like, overwatch too much of the stream. She was just going live the same time I was. But there'll be, like, more posts later. I'm sure. But no. Why am I on this page? I didn't mean to be on this page. I wanted to just get it to VShojo. But I don't know. That's kind of like the majority of what I just kind of wanted to yap about. I know I said to go on for like another hour, but I think the food I made right before stream is not settling too well with my tummy. So I am gonna wrap it up. On the Twitch side, I'm gonna go over and raid over to Niku, who I want to bug him for. I want to do a birthday stream. So my birthday stream, I was thinking about doing like a couples question game, which might be fun. Yeah. But I should be back on Wednesday, and we can finally finish me side, because that's where we left off. I'm gonna finish me side, and then there's some other stuff I'd like to react to on stream. Ja. So let's pop up this. Good night, be safe, have a lovely night. Thank y'all for hanging out. The heck did I wake up to? I don't know, what did you wake up to? Hello, Twitch? Why didn't you freaking... oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Click that. How are you there? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We are wrapping up right now. Okay, click. Okay, there we go. Start the raid. Looks like this year is going more downhill than I thought. This year started really rough with me, honestly. Things are looking a little more optimistic. So I'm hoping for the rest of the year we see a little more positivity and some good things going on. Dang, I'm late. We're gonna go over to raid Niku Piku. And I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll play some games and do some chatting. Alrighty. Have a lovely night, y'all.